911, where is your emergency?
Local school teacher goes missing. 70-year-old Robert Heikka.
He lived alone in a nice home in the Water's Edge subdivision, was actively teaching at Creekside Middle School when he just didn't show up October 26, 2020.
This one has completely baffled the entire community and the FBI. This is the vehicle that we're looking for.
A 2012 white Chevy Impala with a license plate number KRZI78.
And we have located a vehicle submerged underwater.
That's a car. That's 1,000% a car, dude. Look at that. We got a car.
Is anyone in the vehicle?
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
Today, we're gonna join our forces like we have in the past. We're gonna split up. We're gonna cover as much ground as we can to possibly help this community and Bob. We have him using an ATM and Canaveral Shores, which the FBI considered to be an average amount withdrawal.
Investigators say he appeared to be alone in the video, making a typical bank transaction. However, all banking activity has since stopped, according to police.
We then have his vehicle confirmed on an ALPR license plate reader system going through a toll booth plaza in Orlando. We then have his cell phone, which last pinged coming back near Volusia County, near the intersection of I-4 and State Route 44, where all traces of Bob vanished. He left all his belongings at home. There was no sign of forced entry. He was supposed to be at work on Monday morning, which his co-worker, the principal, saw him Friday when he left.
Right here in front of the school, and he left, you know, have a good weekend, see you on Monday. I mean, he intended to come back to work on Monday.
And everything was normal. Everything was normal. The target areas that we have are definitely out where his cell phone last pinged. Now, that was his cell phone most likely died on his way back into town, but we have to rule out I-4 and 44. There's some bodies of water over here, which I'm gonna run out, I'm gonna knock them out, and we'll send you guys down into town on the Halifax River where the main boat ramps are, and honestly what I consider to be the main target areas from, what is that, it's gonna be up to 92 and down to Route Dunlawton Avenue, right down there. So we're gonna start at Dunlawton Avenue and work our way all the way up to the boat ramps. The main boat ramp in question is gonna be right there at Riverfront Veterans Memorial Park. And that's like midway.
Gotcha.
And there's 4 or 5 boat ramps right there. That's our main target area for boat ramps. We also have the community there, which is really sensitive in nature. There's Creekside Middle School is right out front of his community where he resided. So we're gonna have to be very low key and very calm when we do search those waters over there, if they're searchable. You know, they tend to look really, really shallow, and there may not be an access into the water. You know, so we'll figure that out when we get to that part. There's the plan. Let's make it happen. Let's go do our best to help find Bob today.
Okay.
So Bob was a school teacher, started his teaching career in 1989. He was definitely committed to teaching, committed to his community. It says a lot about who he was as a person. He was looking forward to retirement, and his co-workers stated that this, in a sense, was his swan song. This was his last hurrah. You know, it was, everybody loved him. He always had a good attitude. He was very reliable. So the fact that he did not show up for work on the 26th, that Monday, was alarming to the entire community.
He retired last year and asked for a 1-year extension. He wanted to do 1 more year. So this was his swan song. So we're just all devastated. We're looking for answers on what happened to Bob, our colleague.
So this is October 25th. It's before Halloween. It's in the middle of the school year. It makes really no sense for him to disappear. So we're here at Lake Winnemissett, the main body of water closest to his last cell phone ping that the FBI has provided. Yeah, so you can see the bottom of the ramp still.
I mean, even if the water was a lot higher, you couldn't hide a car here.
No, and it's white. So if this were deep enough, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. The water clarity is amazing. I can clearly see down into it, and if you walk up on the edge, you can see the bottom there and actually how shallow it is. Plus we have no trespassing.
Even though it is a dummy lock.
It is dummy locked, there is a chain, but we are looking for a 2012 white Chevy Impala. The white vehicle is gonna show up immediately anywhere in here. If it's there, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. We've surveilled the entire lake. This is the most feasible access point to this body of water, easily ruled out. We're gonna take our search from here up near the interstate, which is only a 1/4 mile away. And we're gonna check the ponds right in the roundabouts right there. So we're coming up on the intersection right now, I-4 in State Route 44.
So this is the lily pad pond.
See the bottom all the way out? The most these have ever been known to grow in water is 6 feet deep. And that is this species of lily pad. I mean, you're only gonna get 2, possibly 3 feet of growth on the average lily pad. And you're not gonna hide a white car in here with millions of people driving past you. And it's even shallower on the other side. Yeah, you're not getting a car in there. You can drive a car in here 50 miles an hour and it is going to severely come to an abrupt stop and sink.
And be seen.
44 crosses over I-4. So we've knocked out Winnemissett Lake Winnemissett, and now we were able to determine the pond that we're at right here is too shallow, which you can see here on satellite view is really, really shallow. And now we need to come over here to this intersection and place our eyes and sonar, if possible, on these 2 ponds. What we're doing right now is accident points right here off the highway. And did he take this ramp? Did he want to get off on 44? And did he make a wrong turn? Did he spin out? And you can see here, this pond is definitely deeper than the other bodies of water. Is that a vehicle? I'm gonna reverse back up down to the corner there where that path is so we can get the boat in there, okay? Is that a piece of a car there?
Yeah, look at that. Carson, look out the window.
Is that a piece of a car right there?
That's definitely a track.
That clearly is a bumper.
Look. We got it on drone.
It's pretty far, but I mean, like I said earlier, if there's enough depth here to get a really good buoyancy.
Especially coming off the freeway too, like say his brakes didn't work and he's going like 70 miles per hour.
And then, you know, when you're working with being 70 years old, there's a lot of things that can take place out of the blue. A medical episode. If this indeed is the location, we're definitely working with some type of medical episode. Was he on his way home? He didn't really feel good, so he was taking this exit and he just wasn't able to fully take the exit to get to safety. Who knows? This is definitely deep enough. So we're gonna scan this entire lake, and we're gonna see what this object is over here. Definitely some telltale signs that something is going in here. Looks like a vehicle was pulled out of here. That's a Jeep. It's a Jeep vehicle. All right. Jeep went in here. So we're gonna come back up here where that first cut is through the shrubs and follow it all the way out. 4 feet deep. A lot of growth in here. The undercarriage of a vehicle right there. And straight out is where we saw the object.
What's the depth?
12 feet. 10 feet. A lot of growth. We're working with 4 foot of growth in here. What is that off to our right?
This is just brush?
It appears to be. I mean, I can clearly see all the weeds. Yeah, it just looks like weeds. So we're referencing what looks to be some type of object that we saw from the drone, which is not coming up on sonar. Let's put a magnet on it. I'm not seeing it as a car, but it could be. If it's covered in something, it is very round, just like it would be. Are you on the ground?
Yeah.
Coming right over it. I can see it right here. Oh, you should be right on it now. And it's very round, like a rock. Here we go. That's it right there. Here it is, right there to the side. Yeah, it's not. It's a big boulder.
Yeah, I would say that first marker right there is where that Jeep came in at.
And they pulled it out right there?
They pulled it out, coming out right there.
Yeah. It wouldn't be that damaged almost 2 years later.
Correct.
There'd be some signs, but it'd be healthy growth where we're not seeing healthy growth. That marks this off. Looked really good coming into this one as far as signs of damage and the big rock that we saw. You don't know until you get in here and find it out.
Yeah. Jeremy just tried to call me.
Hey, Jeremy.
Okay, we got a car.
You got a vehicle? Which boat ramp are you at?
The first one, the one he sent us to, that main one.
The main one right there at the Riverfront Veterans Park?
Yep.
But it's 1,000% a vehicle. You can see the shape and everything. Sit on its wheels. It's a perfect position. I mean, what's weird is it's only like 4 foot deep. So I mean, if there's a car right here, you could stand on it, like right there. Here it comes. That's gotta be a car, but we're talking 4 feet. Look at this, 4 feet deep. And there's a car. We had to be able to see the thing almost. I'm pretty sure that's a car. Pretty darn sure. But I'm gonna get a good shot now. Oh, okay, check this out. I moved over just about like a foot or two, maybe a couple feet, and now look, now we're at 7 feet. I think this car is sitting in this channel. And that makes perfect sense. So it's like, it's perfectly hidden. That's a car. That's 1,000% a car, dude. Look at that. It's sitting on its wheels. The nose is facing that way. We got a car. And it's sitting at 9 feet deep of water. I got the live scan running right now. You can see the car right there as plain as day. Just like right here. Dude. I'm on it.
Oh, look. It's on it. Magnet's on it.
So we're heading up to where The boys have confirmed they have a vehicle underwater because it was the most direct boat ramp in the area, the only major river in the area. We'll see.
So Doug,
yeah,
looking at this photo right here, the shadow is not the vehicle. This right here is the vehicle.
Correct.
However, if we take that shadow and we just look at it,
yeah,
like it doesn't look like the car. It's too stretched out. But if you look at the phone, like if we go like this and you look at it from the side,
yeah,
you can see more of an accurate shape of what that vehicle looks like from a side view.
Yeah.
So I've got the 2012 Chevy Impala right here, and kind of looking at it from the side view, it's got the same curvature of the windshield, and then the back of the car matches up. It lines up, and then with the back of the car too, it does this like hard line, and it drops almost like a 90-degree angle. And if you look at the side of the shadow, it also does that. So in my kind of opinion, I feel like we just found him. It just makes sense.
I mean,
this looks like the car.
I'm getting that feeling, that feeling that when we found what we're looking for has been found. It's a weird energy. It lines up. Definitely does line up.
They were at what you thought to be was the most logical location.
Yep. You know, if it does turn out to be Bob, this is an area that points to on purpose. You know, 70 years old, right as you're about to retire, he asked for an extension. You know, was he silently waging, a silent war within himself that just nobody knew about or could pick up on? A lot of times, us as men, especially men, we tend to go through a lot of things. We internalize them very well. We conceal them very well. Is that what was taking place with Bob? If this indeed is Bob, we don't know. So who found the vehicle?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy's the one today.
So let's go show me where the vehicle
let's go
is.
overlook. What's wild is like when you first go off, it's 10 feet.
Yeah.
And it's just a little channel, and then you keep going, 3 feet, 2 feet. All that out there is like 2 feet deep.
So this area has probably been dredged to maintain boat access.
And it's narrow. And if you're out there shooting sonar this way, you'll never see the car. It's like I literally was like just cruising right on the side, following this channel, and it popped off.
And that's the buoy out there, where the buoy is.
Right where that boat is.
It doesn't make sense for a vehicle to be there. Like, how did that vehicle get there?
We literally
did it come off of one of these properties?
My guess is boat ramp, and it floated downstream because that's current's going this way. All the windows could be up, and that could keep it some buoyancy for a while.
I mean, cars do float that far. I mean, we found John Zarkowski, 800 yards downriver, but that was in the Missouri River that was just raging.
Yeah.
This isn't raging. So let's hurry up, let's get suited up, and let's see what this vehicle is gonna divulge. In some jurisdictions, they don't like us to disturb the license plate, like such as in Houston. There's over 140 vehicles underwater. Where we were at not too long ago, we found 13 vehicles within, 100 yards of each other. So removing a license plate for them kind of confuses them in that scenario. However, here, this is the only vehicle, there's nothing else around. Removing it to make proper identification is going to be able to allow us to let them know for sure what's going on.
You ready? Dive her down. Dive her down. Doesn't appear to be a vehicle that's wide and clear. I don't know what kind of vehicle this is.
A lot of buildup on it.
Making my way around. Both driver side windows are closed. All of the windows on the vehicle are closed.
Windows are up.
It is white in color.
White in color. What? He has license plate in hand.
KLZ172. That's him. Right? Right? That's it?
That's it?
Can't read it. No, wait. Come closer, I can't. It starts with a K though.
A-V-I-V-O.
Oh.
Is that it?
That's not it. We're looking for KLZ172.
Yeah, that's not it.
Yeah, that's not
He says the entire car is covered in muscles. He's gonna go down and look some more. Windows are up.
It's navy blue, maybe black.
Blue?
Dark blue, maybe.
Oh, it's dark blue, not white?
Right.
Here it comes, here it comes. We got a mirror. Like the vehicle is either black or just the mirror is black or a really dark blue. This will be a good tell of what it is. No other markers on it?
It's completely covered.
Covered, it looks like this?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. I can't find emblem. The plate is the only thing that I can find.
I mean, that's all we really need.
I'm standing on the car.
Oh, you're on the car right now?
Yeah, I'm standing on the car.
Okay.
So,
if all the windows are up, we still have to establish if anyone's inside.
correct. So, at this point, if we can't do that, we'll notify the authorities.
Okay.
There's a few missing persons cases in the area of Daytona, but so far I haven't been able to find anyone with their vehicle also missing.
Cut my hand pretty bad.
On the car with the muscles?
Yeah. So I was able to identify it is a Ford. It appears to be black.
Yeah.
There's a lot of white mineral buildup.
Oh, okay.
Sulfur. I'm not sure what the technical term, but it could be both of those. It's a Ford. I was able to clean the muscles off the back and read the Ford emblem.
Yeah.
We have it on film, so we'll need to notify the authorities. Get unsuited, split up as quick as we can, and cover more ground.
Based on the back of it, so we have KVI.
Yeah.
Based on the back, we have a V, is at a 9 and a 7.
Where's your emergency?
I'm at Riverfront Veterans Memorial Park, and we have located a vehicle submerged underwater. It appears to be a dark colored Ford. It has a Florida license plate, about 150 feet out there. So it went in here at the boat ramp and floated. It floated over there.
So it's been in the water for a while?
It's got quite a bit of muscles on it. It's not an old car. The windows are all up.
They're deceased.
Absolutely, yes, yeah. We don't know what's in it. When in removing hundreds of vehicles from underwater and dealing with this so much, it's always alarming when we find a vehicle with the windows up. So they're basically going up the chain of command, course of action. They're going to see what kind of tow truck they have available. They're going to put their heads together and see what the most feasible process moving forward is.
This is a very, very, very busy public ramp.
Yeah.
So for you to even discover it and not somebody else come across it's awesome.
Right.
That's been pretty much the biggest thing now. So we'll get it recovered and see what the contents are and go from there.
Their dive teams, Volusia County's dive teams, set up. They're ready to go in and do the assessment. From what I heard from them, they're going to attempt to clear the vehicle underwater, which if they feel confident doing that, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but if they're confident in clearing the vehicle, then by all means, that's going to be their first priority in doing that. They're taking it serious, and that's the main thing, that when we do discover these vehicles underwater and windows are up, as you guys know, we don't disturb anything. Yeah. Because we don't want to lose the possibility. When you open a window underwater, you then lose all control over containing contents that may come out. We want to do that on land. That is always our goal, to do that on land. All right, so they're gonna put their outriggers out right here, mount for the pulling. That 3-stage boom will be able to boom out over the fence and be able to recover the vehicle straight up to the shore, lift it over the fence and onto land right here. So there's gonna be no disturbance of any of this railing right here. They don't have to worry about floating the vehicle. We have a canal, so it's going to be really difficult and challenging to try to float this vehicle, as well as with the current that's going out. They're attaching the line to the buoy line. The clasp will zip down right onto the car. You can see they're standing on it. Volusia County dive team's underwater, connecting to it right now. The hard part right now is rigging the vehicle correctly to be able to get it up here. It's probably going to be a 2-stage rigging. They took down a V bridle with J-hooks. That'll be able to pull it here, but then they're gonna have to re-rig the car on each wheel to get it out and up and over successfully with more control. At this point, we have confirmed that the vehicle was involved in a carjacking in October of 2020. So we're talking about the same month that Bob went missing as well. We're here searching the boat ramps here on the Halifax. Our next course of action is to take the rest of the boat ramps out of the equation, right? And also check the community in Water's Edge where he was from, right? Because there's a lot of water in the neighborhood there. Where
my always first thought would be like the retention pond when the roadway literally led to the pond where it veered off.
As far as our search for Bob goes, today we have knocked out the 2 most logical target areas as far as his cell phone ping. Last being pinged and shutting off at the area of I-4 and 44. We cleared that, as well as the boys were here. They cleared this particular boat ramp, which I was referring to as the most logical boat ramp for a car to be here. Just turns out the vehicle that we found is not the vehicle that we're looking for. However, this particular vehicle that we did find could hold the clues to another case. They're going to readjust their rigging so that the vehicle can be secure once it's coming up over the railing. Rigging it out there and getting it to this point here was the hardest part. Now they're going to be able to boom down, lift it up, re-rig it properly, lift it right up over the railing, and it'll be really easy for this 75-ton rotator. It's clear, nothing in the vehicle, which is great. We don't want to find somebody underwater in a vehicle. If and when we do, we know we'll provide answers, but very relieved that there is no one inside of this particular vehicle. The big win today is that the environment here in the Daytona area, the marine environment, is one car cleaner. These toxins, the oils, the gas, the coolant, the glues and toxins that are in the interior are now going to be out of the river. Big win for the environment today. So in this part of the process, what we're doing right now is we're letting the vehicle drain. So far, we've lost about 2,000 pounds worth of weight that the vehicle has lost. So the lighter the vehicle is, the more control they're gonna have up and over. So the more weight it loses, the better. So when the vehicle was right here in the water, they did open the windows to confirm that there's no one inside of the cab of the vehicle. However, now that it's on land, crime scene investigators are going to go through the trunk and clear the trunk. It's very vital that we clear the trunk in this scenario. So that's what they're doing, and then once they're done with that, this vehicle will be on its way to the wrecking yard. So the car is clear, nothing in the car. Crime scene investigators cleared the cab and the trunk. At this point, this is just a stolen vehicle. The biggest win here today is for the environment. The marine environment is a lot healthier because this car came out. And we're one step closer to finding Bob. That's the big thing in this. Yes, this held us up today. However, you know, this car possibly could have provided answers. The community here, the resources did whatever they could to get it out right away. They were very serious about it, and in doing so, the car is not in the river anymore. We now know nobody's in it, and huge win for the marine environment. It's the biggest thing in this. Then tomorrow morning, we'll be right back at it, searching for Bob. This concludes day one in our search for Mr. Heikka. However, after pulling out the vehicle that went stolen near the time frame he disappeared, his students has shown up here.
Had Mr. Heikka.
Heikka.
No, I've been in that
So
school.
how do you
I'm in that
pronounce
school
his
right now.
name?
Mr. Heikka.
Mr. Heikka.
I've had
Heikka?
him. I've had him for 2 years.
Okay.
She hasn't. Yeah, he was one of my teachers for 2 years. I had him. He was a computer teacher, and we did like PowerPoints. It was about like making the future and stuff like that. And then one day he just left. Yeah, he was normal. Like he was just a normal Mr. Heikka. He was just normal. He was like every other teacher that just went to school, taught the kids, and that's how it was. And then it's just the last day he left, and we haven't seen him since. We thought maybe he's just taking a break. He's gonna be back for a week. Well, then we started getting more and more into it. So that's when Mr. Cash has been putting out pamphlets and asking about teachers and stuff like that. And now they set up this thing inside the school where if you want to skip a day of school, you have to let Mr. Cash know if you're a teacher, because after Mr. Heikka, this has been one of the first teachers that just went missing.
Gives him a jump on if a teacher possibly does go missing or if something's wrong. This concludes day one in our search for Robert. However, our search for Robert is far from over. We have a lot of ground yet to cover. Stay tuned for episode 2 as we are one step closer to finding Robert. We're behind Bob's house, his neighbor. We've been invited in by the neighbors. Look at this. Are those tire marks?
Oh my.
Are those?
Those literally are.
What is that? What is that? What is that?